Juggalos! All an exclamation mark. I love this. Keep your Terminator-style eyeballs open for Juggalo enemy number 1. So, the Juggalo groups are, like, just no joke. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Round the Cauldron podcast. This is Chris and Corey back at it. It's been a little while. We had a lot of success with our Dhavie Vanity story a couple weeks ago. And you know what? We just kind of been trying to keep the gravy train rolling, kind of finding out what's going on with the world, considering, well, as you know, everything's on fire and everyone is angry. Still. Who would have thought anger could just continue forever? I mean, it seems like that's humanity, but hey, here we are. So, yeah, let's get started in our first segment of Freaking and Geeking. Corey.
Yes.
What are you freaking about, and what are you geeking about, man?
Well, my freaking is a bad freaking, and it's that I've still not gone to a concert in months. And I'm losing my goddamn mind. Like, I'm not even kidding. Days are blending together, and the reason that is because I don't have events to look forward to. And I'm
crazy.
Just losing my shit.
You start to realize that time is a construct.
And it's all bullshit, but like I can't keep track because I looked at my calendar and I had it marked like to where all the events I'm going to are going to be.
Right. And
that's how I kept track of shit. And I can't do it anymore.
It's really funny. Before everything, you would always say, well, this month I've got this, and next month I've got this. And so like that's how you actually marked your days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally how I kept track of like where I was in the year, aside from the obvious of, oh, it's cold outside. But it's Ohio, so that doesn't matter. But like I'm literally losing my mind. Like I'm getting so short with people too. Mm-hmm. Like today, so for those who don't know, I work in an outpatient clinic at a hospital here in Ohio, at one of the big hospitals here in Ohio. And there was this lady who came in and she was arguing about the masks, as they do a lot here because, you know, dumb people can't listen to instructions. And she's just like, well, I don't know why they gave me this mask instead of my mask. And I was just like, ma'am, your mask is not medical grade. That's why they gave it to you. And she's like, yeah, but they're still opening so that stuff can get in. And I was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were a mask expert.
Oh shit! Oh my god, dude!
So done. I was so fucking done. And like,
Corey. Oh my god.
My boss, she was like, maybe try better wording next time. But
yeah,
she addressed it, but like, I was just done.
Yeah,
I was so done with this shit. Like, look, your freedoms, I get it, but when you're in when you're in our hospital, you have to abide by the hospital's rules. So please just wear your fucking mask. Please.
Dem the rules.
Save me the trouble.
Dem the rules.
What am I geeking about? I'm geeking about, as I mentioned earlier in our film session, I've been watching a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I have a new favorite anime villain now as a result of that, and it's Dio Brando, because he is my guy, and I love him, even though he's the worst. The show is completely on crack. I hated it the first time I watched it. I absolutely hated it.
I'm still in that hate. Like I still can't really watch it right now, and I tried a couple times, but
I gave it another chance. From the very beginning. Mm-hmm. I watched it from the very beginning, and I fell in love with it. I was just awesome. Like, this show is crackhead material, and it's perfect. You thought it would be JoJo, but it was me, Dio. It's so
That's
over
Corey's
the top.
Catchphrase now. That's your catchphrase now. I just gotta live with it.
It's so over the top.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, for me, like with my geeking is surprisingly enough on anime. So I'm almost caught up on My Hero Academia, and I can't stop watching it. It's so freaking good. Everyone needs to watch it. And then like I said, I was rewatching Outlaw Star. unbelievable anime, one of the best animes of all time. And then I'm rekindling my love for Fire Force. Again,
I've heard Fire Force is incredible.
So good. It's so good. There's so much good anime out there. And there's a lot of big, heavy fan service animes, too, coming around that are like borderline hentai. Don't take it from me.
It's called hentai, and it's art.
Borderline. It still treats itself as an anime. And
that line is from The Office, by the way, not mine.
That was. Yeah, dude. I didn't take I like anime, and just when I get into that binge watching, it's so freaking good. Yeah, I guess what I'm freaking about. That my daughter just had her 5th birthday a week ago. Yeah, she's 5 now. 5th. She's 5. She's practically an adult right now. And kids are a lot of fun. They're a lot of work. They're a lot of fun. It's cute when they say they love you. They can be an absolute handful.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute handful.
I feel bad for my parents.
But I love my kids to death right there, but I'm just kind of going, fuck. I feel old, and now I have like proof how old I'm getting. Look at you are my calendar to show how old I'm getting right now. But oh well. Like I said, time is just a construct. It's just what we feel it is. Months just blended in together. That's how it goes.
Right.
Fun.
Bonus geeking, by the way, is that soccer did come back, and I've been watching the Columbus Crew.
Yes.
And I'm thrilled to report, and I'll be bringing this up on my sports channel.
That's right.
Sub to that, Core Sports Corner. That they have gone undefeated through the group stage of the MLS's back tournament. So
I don't want to say they have a 100% win rate, but there you go.
Swept the group. Good shit.
Yeah.
Fuck Cincinnati. But yeah, no, I've at least had that going for me, so that I've had some team I give a shit about playing again.
Yeah, dude. It's I'm surprisingly enough, I'm kind of looking forward to like baseball. Baseball is going to be trying to start up. Who knows?
Yeah, but that would require me to watch the Pirates.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I don't want to do that because they make me sad.
And then also the NBA. Logistically, it seems like it's an absolute fucking nightmare to be in Orlando and trying to manage this world of sports bubble. Well, it's
the same thing MLS is doing. They said it's going to cost the NBA, though. It's going to cost them $150 million.
Drop in the bucket.
For each of these teams to like do all this shit. I was like, that's insane.
For our entertainment. Just like gladiatorial times right there. Just spill your blood. Good.
Spill your blood and infect your lungs.
Dude, they're so crazy harsh on them too. It's like, you have to be behind a quarantine line. You have to stay in your room. You can only go out for like practice and stuff. They test you every day. But it was like the same thing with UFC when they did the Fight Island. Those guys got tested 5 times while they were there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
5 times while they were at the...
Before the first flight, before the second flight, when they landed, the day of the fight, and the day when they would leave. So, like, I don't care what you say about procedures. That's pretty overkill, but, I mean, if it's to keep everyone safe... so be it. But
this thing's no joke. A friend of mine actually did catch COVID.
Yeah, you were telling me.
And luckily, his symptoms wound up being pretty mild. But someone else I knew, a older relative, did like pass away from it. And like, fuck, like, so I saw both sides of this shit.
Right.
So like both extremes of this. So like it's wild. It's no joke though. Like there are people that are like getting put on ventilators and shit, and that's
a death sentence. I mean, if you're on a ventilator, that's pretty much a death sentence. It's so bad,
unbelievable.
Well, I guess the interesting thing, real quick, and then we'll move on right there. I guess there's like 2 strands of COVID now. There's like a Asian strand and then a European strand. That one that actually kind of like mutated, I guess, in Europe, and then has been attacking the, like the East Coast and everything too, because they said it's much more transmissible. I guess it's so much easier to catch than I guess the original strand of it. So
great.
Like, apparently, like no one knows. It's been around for months now, and no one still knows. But You know what? That's just how the world is. Infinite technology, and we all can't figure out how to communicate to each other. So there you go.
I mean, the bubonic plague appeared in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. That's still around,
but
people.
That's never gone away. So
that's never gone away.
Like, don't. You know, I'm not one to talk like this, but don't let the media like freak you out with that shit.
The liberal media.
I'm not trying to Alex Jones that shit, or like, you know, or Donald Trump that shit, but like the bubonic plague has been around forever. So when you see that story come up, don't freak out. Like, we get like 7 cases a year in the United States of that.
Yeah.
But we have antibiotics now, so you know it's very easy to not die from it.
Well, thank God I didn't die from the thing I'm not supposed to die from. We did it. Go us.
Super cool, man. Super cool.
So, Corey, there's some more news, right?
There is some more news.
Lay it on me.
It's not really like super heavy news. Like, it's not going to be like, this is an extension of the Dhavie Vanity thing that we had before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to pull up my Facebook here real quick so I can go to, of all people, Insane Clown Posse's Facebook page.
Love it.
You heard me right.
That's right. They never left.
And like, yes, this does relate to Dhavie Vanity, by the way. So, Insane Clown Posse posted on their... Oh, shit. They were on To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Chris
Hansen.
Where is it? Did they take it down?
Ooh, maybe.
What the fuck? I'm so sad.
That's okay. I've got their quote that he put up right here, or their post.
That's so sad. I was excited to read it to you all. But you have it?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Okay. If you would do me the honor.
Okay, so this is real quick. I'll just kind of give you a little preface. So the FBI is currently involved in one investigation per the insider NBC's To Catch a Predator host Chris Hansen. He's launched his own investigation with the assistance from YouTube star Jeffree Star, as well as former Blood on the Dance Floor member. Additionally, New Year's Day, Ash Costello, like we had Ash and Nikki, told Hansen Vanity he almost choked her to death. So if you listen to our podcast that we had talked about, as well as the Chris Hansen one, Ash goes into very strong detail about her experience.
Detail.
Horrifying. Horrifying might be an understatement. I mean, it was so life-threatening. Even hearing it now, it's what a chilling a time for them. But in the post, they involved harsh language and name-calling. Violent J implored, if you spot this free-roaming beast out in public somewhere, you know what to do. Pick up a heavy object and inflict necessary beatdown. Just make sure it's the correct guy first and not some other totally innocent peacock wig wearing fucking fool. So that was the small insert. The full post, I love how you start this here too with their post. Juggalos! All an exclamation mark. I love this. Keep your Terminator-style eyeballs open for Juggalo enemy number 1. So, the Juggalo groups are like just no joke. Yeah, they mean business. They do treat themselves as family. I've definitely seen it first. The
government treats them as a gang.
The government treats them as a gang, but I've personally seen it in my experience right there. They do try to really be kind of like a family. So, take that for what it is. That's when he goes like, this peacock wig-wearing motherfucking fraudulent, fake, phony-ass, devil's dick-sucking, punk-fucking, stone-hearted criminal. Linguistic. Like, really, really on it. For some lame-ass reason, he calls himself Dhavie Vanity, pronounced sick fuck. But his real name is Jesus Torres, former vocalist of some bullshit band called Blood on the Dance Floor. Active, free-roaming, convicted fucking pedophile out here free-roaming pedophiling.
That's probably why it's not up, because he is not convicted.
Right.
Let's be very clear. He's not convicted, but we're pretty beyond the measure of a reason.
He then encourages to say, look him up now. And then if you spot this free-roaming beast out in public somewhere, you know what to do. Pick up a heavy object, inflict necessary beatdown, make sure it's the correct guy and not some other totally innocent peacock wig-wearing fucking fool. Signed, Violent J. Yeah, dude, he's pretty much like a call.
You're watching on YouTube. You can see the smile on my face.
Yeah, dude. When when you have other musicians like calling them out right there, and do not kid yourself, the Juggalos are a very prominent group. Their word is sacred, for sure. And it's like just like any other aspiring artist. There's a fandom. They just have a very strong fandom. Much like I'm just.
Let's see. They have just their Facebook has 1.3 million likes.
Wow. Also,
which is
too,
crazy.
Violent J, good for you for losing so much weight. You look awesome. I didn't even recognize him. He looks so freaking good.
Yeah, no, he's done great. But to the story at hand, that's hilarious.
You read it and it's almost just like a satirical piece. It looks like something from The Onion.
Oh my god! Like, I didn't think it was real the first time I saw it. I didn't think it was real, but that's probably why they took it down, is because they said convicted, and he's not convicted. So that would be a lie. Not anything else, just the convicted part. I fully agree with everything they said. I don't particularly care for Insane Clown Posse. I mean, shit, you've seen what I listen to on this channel. You've seen what I listen to.
All kinds of stuff.
I listen to all kinds of stuff, but Insane Clown Posse is not one of them.
That's fair.
And I don't encourage vigilante justice. I understand it in this instance. I'm trying to tread very carefully here. I don't encourage the violence against them, but I get where they're coming from.
Well, it's just like we talked
about harming children.
Well, it's what we talked about before we started recording here. So like Violent J, he has a daughter. So in his mind, he's seen it from a parent's perspective. He's seen it like, this is anyone's child. This is anyone's daughter right here. This could have been my daughter. And so he just goes, how dare that he goes and preys on these people, because that can be any one of us. It doesn't. He has no limit to who he could affect. So for him to kind of put out there again,
he's very still active on Instagram, like
very
we discussed
active,
in the podcast.
very strong presence. So kind of a call to arms might be a little heavy-handed, but it's kind of what we talked about last time, is that we need to keep the conversation going. We need to keep presenting stuff. People still coming out right here, because it's the only way that we're ever going to see any type of change. And obviously, the more larger names in this industry that can bring it to light, something might come from this. I have no idea if Violent J or Shaggy Two Dogs. I don't know if they have any firsthand experience with them.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, but I could be wrong. No. But if they have, it leads to the same questions before. Like, who knows what, and where are they? Yeah. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to: is who knows what and where are they? And if they do, there are people that know something. They really need to come forward, because what I was going to say was, I'm all for the due process. I think that is an unalienable right. It's in our Constitution for a reason. But if you know something, come forward. Don't protect this piece of shit. He doesn't deserve it. He's fucked over so many people. He's been such a piece of shit. He's a terrible person. His time's got to be up. So if people know something, they got to come forward. It's the same for the due process and any of the other ones we mentioned, with Austin Carlisle, with A Day to Remember, with I guess now we found out there was allegations against Franz, which doesn't seem to be getting any traction. But again, if people know something, due process needs to play out. Come forward.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pull that up right there to see if there's any other new stuff. But you're 100% right. It's continuing the conversation. I understand it's a very difficult situation to be in. It's a very difficult thing, especially when you have, someone that has this larger than life power, because they have, really good lawyers and they have a lot of access to money right there. That doesn't neglect that, every voice should be heard, and that if there has been some sort of injustice, that there does need to be some justice. Because it's not inherently won't stop. Guys like this just don't stop.
No.
Something has to happen. Something has to be inflicted upon them for them to do anything, to have any changes. I'm not seeing
what's the quote? You know, that if there is injustice anywhere, there is no justice everywhere. Like, you know, that's really it. If there's victims, if there's evidence, I want that to be brought forward, because ultimately, me being the way I am, I want justice to be served to those who deserve it.
Absolutely.
And that's really it. We're not going to drone on this for too long.
No.
You don't seem to be pulling anything up for that.
It just looks like some from stuff back in like June. Yeah, it looked like he responded.
Back when those allegations like broke.
Yeah, he responded to allegations of sexual misconduct made by a former fan. The woman accused Franz of getting her blackout drunk before taking advantage of her in an intoxicated state. She made a statement on Twitter. It looks like it's just more he said, she said kind of thing. So,
which isn't really a lot to move forward on, honestly.
Right.
I mean,
which I'll never be an aspiring artist like that too. I wonder how many times things like this happen. You know, that there's some sort of allegation against these guys right there. You know, when you're a large celebrity, you're an easier target. So, you know, but that doesn't negate the fact that if something does happen, that, you know, there should be some sort of process that should go forward. But,
without a doubt.
Yeah,
like
it looks like all
for due process. Let justice be served.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was the fun little update in the Dhavie Vanity situation that we got. I'll have to I'm gonna keep following that. I'm gonna keep keeping an eye on it. I'll probably try and get a little more caught up on the investigation itself later, because I would like to see where that unfolds, and I hope the FBI has enough to bring charges and finally put this to rest.
Right. Or
if it's all bullshit, which I really doubt, it can be put to rest. Again, bring out LA Noire, mash the doubt button.
Again, a 9-year-old game. There's so many more games we could have possibly talked about, but no, we'll go to LA Noire, which, by the way, was basically a tech demo before GTA. So it was basically a tech demo for GTA.
Yeah, but old school and cool, and has the Black Dahlia murder.
That's true. Murder,
which is
tight.
Oh, murder is tight. Ooh.
Which, by the way, have you played Left 4 Dead 2? Or not Left 4 Dead 2? Oh my God,
Last of Us 2.
No,
it's been getting poor reviews because
I'm very on the fence about it. I'm very on the fence.
Do you have it?
No, and I'm like,
so
I keep going. Should I?
Here's the explanation I got: is that a lot of people are mad about Last of Us 2 because, from what I heard.
Spoilers, by the way. I've never played it, but spoilers.
Well, we're not going to... I don't know the end of the game, so I can't...
Oh, I don't know the end of the game, but I know, basically the beginning.
From basically what I've heard is that Ellie has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure in the first one they alluded to that her being gay. If I'm remembering correctly.
They did, and then there was DLC where she has a girlfriend.
Yeah. I never played the DLC.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I don't know why people were like, "Oh, they're catering to SJWs." It's like they went over this.
Yeah,
they went over this. Yeah. I don't know what you want. And there's one opinion I heard that actually did concern me in terms of should I get the game or not. Is that it's the YouTuber Dante Ravioli. Love his videos. He's super funny.
Never seen him.
I'll send you something. He's so funny.
Okay.
He does a lot of gaming challenges for survival horror games like Resident Evil 2.
I'm down for that.
He said the reason I didn't finish the game
Wow.
is because I hated the gameplay mechanics and there was too much looting you had to do, and it got tedious after a while, and I just didn't want to keep going.
Yeah, I heard something very similar along those lines. And I'll retort, or I guess I'll regurgitate what I heard, which I really agree with, is in the first one, you had just the amount that you needed to feel like every time that I had something important, like a knife, I had to be really cautious of using it. So anytime, so it's like, oh fuck, I couldn't go through that door because I used that knife on a clicker, like that kind of shit. But they say in this one, it's like, I never feel like I'm pressed for materials. I can basically max out my crafting and everything relatively early before the the end game stuff. So it's like, it's just a different experience. Yeah, that's really odd because I kind of like the survival, but you're really micromanaging and focusing on your resources. That's what I think is really cool.
But that's a key tenet of survival horror, though.
Yeah.
That is really a key tenet of survival horror.
You have a million Molotov cocktails, it doesn't really matter what's in front of you because you're just like, I'll just blow them all to hell.
Yeah. But like, there's a point to be made about catering to certain groups.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they were catering. I mean, it's the same character. She has the same qualities, essentially, from what I heard.
So, I'll make an argument for that. So,
are we devil's advocating right now?
No. This is just stuff that I've heard from multiple YouTubers and people that do podcasts that specialize in this, and kind of compiling my own opinion on it. Again, haven't played it, but I can have an opinion. There you go. So, America. So there's a couple things. Spoiler alert coming at you. Okay, Joel dies in the first 10 minutes of the game. Okay, vastly different than what we're expecting because in the first game, you learn to grow with your protagonists. You can see from their viewpoint. You can see the conflictingness of them. So Joel just outright dying in the beginning, you're kind of like, wait a minute. We put so much stock in this character, now he dies. Now it's a revenge story. You're like, okay. But then the person that killed Joel, you play as her, and at no point do you feel, oh, I understand why she did something like this. So to me, and I get it, like a lot of time has passed since, Last of Us, the first one and the second one, but there needs to be some sort of meshing, and I think that's what a lot of people were expecting, is they immediately played, they played the first one, getting in preparation of the second one, and then things just didn't jive well for them, so they take it as a very, these are very different characters, I don't really understand with it. From the gameplay, though, everyone seems to be really enjoying the gameplay, apart from the scavenging. So, I don't know. I'm torn. I won't pay full price for it, I'll tell you that. If I play this, I will not be paying full price. No way.
No. I've got too much shit to buy anyway.
Did you buy anything for summer Steam sale?
The Steam sale?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I put a couple things.
I wanted to get Planet Coaster, but then I was just like, it's kind of a beast of a game.
I do want to play that. I
decided not to get it. And I was I'll just keep fucking playing Football Manager.
So,
because I'm doing so well with Kingsland Town.
I'll let you know. I have played Animal Crossing, New Horizons, every day straight. Every day since the game came out on March 20th. And I didn't play it for the first couple days, just like last week. So that was, March, April, May, June, July. Almost 4 straight months of playing it every single day. And I tell you what, I love games like that where you can play for 5-10 minutes. You just go, okay, I'll just make sure I get my miles. Okay, check that. Okay. And then I'll just wait until I want to play a little more or just build something else. I've been trying to rearrange my island. I just don't have 300 hours to do that. I don't. I don't have the patience to do that.
That kind of game doesn't interest me.
No?
For the single fact of it's just I don't want to have to organize shit and live life and work and do things for other people and you do in Animal Crossing, because I do that in my regular life and I don't like it.
But one's a flamingo and the other one's an elephant and another one's a squirrel.
But I just don't have interest in that. I'm more of I like scary games or sports games or adventure games.
Is there a scary sports game out there?
Blitzball.
I was gonna say NFL the Blitz, maybe, where you just start
that game is fucking horrifying. Blitz the League,
blowing out their legs and shit.
Yeah, you could see their bones break. There's in Blitz the League, if you hit them the right way, you could like rupture their testicles. And it would always X-ray show it happening, so you would just see the ball separate on the tube, and you'd be like, ah!
It's like Sniper Elite, but you're just like using your forehead. You're
listen.
Punching
that's
them
different.
into the...
I was shooting Nazis, and Nazis aren't people.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
Nazis aren't people.
Yeah, dude. Like, so the only game.
Moves right along.
I know, right? Yeah, really, the only game I was playing, Animal Crossing, and then I started playing Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition. So,
okay.
Dude, that game is fucking wild. It is.
I've never played it.
So, it's one of the highest rated Wii games. When the Nintendo Wii was out, then they.
I had a Wii at one point.
Did you? Never had a Wii.
I liked it. It was fun. That's actually the first console I had Resident Evil 4 on.
Oh.
And I dumped hundreds of hours into it.
Now you're dumping hundreds of hours onto the PlayStation.
Onto the PS4 version.
So, yeah.
But the PS2 version.
So I was like, oh, it'd be a really cool game to stream, Xenoblade Chronicles. And then I was like, there are so many side quests in that game. It's a 300-hour game where probably 230 hours of it is just side quests. Grab this, go grab this, kill this guy, kill this beast, and then, has a day and night cycle and everything too. I was like, it'd be just too big of an undertaking to maybe stream that game. But it's just nice, kind of similar to Animal Crossing. I can just go play it for a little bit and then just, there we go. Just
a buddy of mine offered me Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Dude, yeah.
And I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after the Revolutionary War one.
Oh, 3?
Yeah, that one. I stopped playing it after that because I got halfway through that game and I just got bored.
I played Black Flag when you're a pirate, and that was it. And it was so confusing. I was so confused with what was going on.
Yeah,
that was the first time I really got into the PC.
Noah and Ben love it, and I'm just like,
dude, Steam has it on sale for like $17 or something like that.
I'm good.
Well, what bothers... Go ahead.
Nothing against it, honestly. Nothing against the Assassin's Creed series. If you like it, awesome. I just didn't have any interest after Ezio.
Mm-hmm. Ezio Auditore di Firenze. Yeah.
After the second game with Ezio, I really didn't care. And then I got it, like I said, halfway through the third one. I never even finished that game. Really? And I figured that game would be right up my alley because I love historical shit.
Right.
And the Revolutionary War is something that massively fascinates me. And then I was just doing it. I'm like, I'm going to kill Paul Revere. I'm going to kill him myself. He's never going to get to tell these motherfuckers the British were coming.
You're dead.
He's dead. I'm going to kill him.
It's really funny. I think about this pretty often. Someone like Paul Revere or like a pivotal person in time, I just imagine that there's like a million people because they're all time travelers and shit just wanting to witness this one event. So it's like if you were to ever go back in time, you would see a million people watching Paul Revere go because they all went back in time to watch him. Or like the moon landing. It's like we don't talk about the moon landing because when they landed on the moon, there was a million people in a giant stadium watching the first guys land on the moon because all the time travelers went back in time to watch that pivotal moment in time.
You see, the thing that I've always been confused about with time travel is how do they make it work? Like, not in the sense of the obvious of, how do you go back through time? No. How do you make sure you're in the right location exactly through space where the planet was, decades ago?
Because we're moving like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of miles or something like that an hour.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't land in the exact coordinated spot because it's moving at a yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Right. I was just like, that's the thing that's always made me think, time travel is never going to fucking happen because if we do it, we're just going to be floating in space, dead. Boom. You're gone. Fuck you.
Speaking of space, have you watched that Space Force yet on Hulu? With, Steve Carell.
Know what space show I really want to watch? That new Star Trek animated show that's coming out, The Lower Decks.
I don't know this.
It looks really funny. It looks really funny.
Is it like a comedy?
Mhm.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. It's about people who joined the oh god, what are they called in Star Trek? I don't even like Star Trek, by the way. Like I've never
Yeah.
been
Are
particularly
they like red
interested.
shirts? Is that like the joke that they're all like red shirts and so they just keep dying?
I think they all have red shirts, but no, they don't die, but they're not working like the upper floors of the ships. They're all on the lower decks taking care of like cleaning shit out and they keep getting into like misadventures. And it looks somewhat similar animation wise to not to Rick and Morty. Oh god.
Like a Family Guy or
Yeah, a little closer to a Family Guy, but it's not a Seth MacFarlane show.
Which bring back the Orville. That show is so fucking good.
That show was good. Joe, my last roommate I had used to watch that all the time. He loved that show. I guess
I
like that show.
To me, it's like it's got everything you want. It's got amazing writing. It's got really good comedians, really good actors in it. It's got all the package you want. I was just so shocked when the show came out that it wasn't just a slapstick comedy like a Family Guy. It like actually has like very serious moments and like very cultural talks, you know, and things that we can like understand and take in our world's situations. And so I was like, whoa, dude, this show is very funny, but it's also very serious at times. And Seth MacFarlane is just he's the man. He's so fucking
He's
funny.
really good.
He
is really good.
So, yeah.
Oh my god. So back to MLS for a second, Chris.
Yeah.
New York Red Bulls got eliminated by FC Cincinnati. Cincinnati moved on, and we beat them 4-0.
Wow.
Well, that's a fun little update I just got.
Well, you know what that means?
I just heard a notification in my headphones. I was like, "What the fuck is beeping?" And it's my group chat on Facebook because I love.
You know what that means? The ticket prices for Columbus Crew next year are going to go up immensely because we're going to be the fucking team to beat.
I mean, really, that might be the case. We could win this whole tournament.
Yeah.
So what? Round of 16. Quarterfinals, semifinals, final.
Yeah.
4 more games. Win 4 more games.
4 more games. Okay.
Bring me a trophy. Bring me a trophy, Crew. I haven't seen one in so long.
I know, right? Oh, why do you want to update?
That's hilarious. What, your computer wants to update?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Like, of course, when I'm doing something.
I'm always doing something right here. But yeah, dude, there's been I feel like all I've been doing right now is just going to work and then coming home, like editing videos and stuff, and then just like play a little Animal Crossing and then go to bed. I feel like I've been doing that since all this has happened. It really sucks. And like
I'm on the big struggle bus.
Yeah.
I drive the struggle bus because like I'll go and like I pick up overtime a lot at work.
Yeah,
like I picked up closing shifts in addition to my shift, like twice in the last 2 weeks, and I'm so basically in the clinic I work in. That's 6:45 to 5:30, which is a miserable shift, by the way. And by the time I get home, if I have to edit a video, I'm like, ugh. But like this past Monday, I streamed, and like. I come home, I eat really quick, I jump on stream, and then I stream for a while, and then I go to sleep, and then I wake up, go to work, and then I actually didn't do anything yesterday. I just watched the soccer game.
Isn't that great? It's so great to do a lot of the time, especially now that sports are starting to come back. You're just kind of like, I just want to sit here. I just
give me the Blue Jackets.
I know, right?
I can't wait for.
When's that? Is that August?
August 2 is when the Jackets start playing.
Fuck yes.
So expect Corey's Sports Corner to be on the case, which is going to be perfect, especially for me because I'm going to have days off so I can record and edit videos and upload them.
Days off? Man.
I know. I took a vacation. This is actually the first legitimate like week off vacation I've had probably since 2015.
Holy shit, dude.
I know you've been way longer, but like,
yeah,
the way I do is different. I just take off like a couple days here and there so I could go to a game out of town, go to a concert.
I literally take no time off. Like in anything. Well, now that I'm in this other job right here, I can actually take time off. But in my previous employments, I could take no time off.
I know.
Which
because I tried to get you to come to shows and it was miserable.
Yeah. You're like, well, you know, I got to work a 15-hour day. And then it's like, and then tomorrow it's like I got to be out the door by 4 o'clock. You know, like, oh, so shitty.
It's like when I went and saw Star Set in not Star Set, Static X in Raven Black. Yeah. And I was supposed to like do an interview with Raven Black. You know, things came up, it didn't happen, no big deal. Mm-hmm. But I was there on their tour bus and it was like 1:30 in the morning on like a Thursday night. And I'm just like, I'm so glad I don't work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
funny story too. Actually, that a few days before that, it was November. I remember because Pete and I went to Tampa to do like a guys' weekend. I say guys' weekend. We basically left like, what was it? Like Saturday at 4 a.m. and then came back on like Sunday night, which we were literally drunk that entire time. Like
That's
entire
the best
time.
Part,
but the crazy part was they were in Tampa. Raven Black was in Tampa on that tour while we were down there. And I was like, you know, we could always go and see them right there, which would be really fun. And that didn't happen because we were way too hammered. It was like, oh, it would have been so bad. It would have been like, I'm going to see you guys in a few days in Ohio. Okay. I would have made it. It would have been just so bad. But now because of quarantine, I would do anything to redo that over again now.
What, like a weekend like that?
Like weekend like that and go see a band and like, you know, take those chances and stuff like that. I would want to do that so bad now.
Well, shit. There were so many concerts I've lost this year. Like I'm up to 17 shows that I've lost this year that I was supposed to go to, and I'm like distraught, like completely distraught over it. So sad. Life feels like it's over, son. It's terrible. But like, you know, this is the first time since before I started going to Rock on the Ring Sonic Temple. Ever. Like the first year I went was 2009. And I went every year to Rock on the Ring Sonic Temple. And this year, not this year. Wow. Well, obviously not this year, but like, then Incarceration Fest got canceled. Like, and then
that
like,
would have been a really fun one to go to.
Like,
that would have been a really fun one.
Limp Bizkit, Hailstorm, New Year's Day, Escape the Fate, Stitched Apart. Bandmaid was gonna be there, and it gets canceled. I'm like, dude, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And so like I'm just learning to live without concerts.
Yeah,
I guess.
Well, you know what? Going to, I guess, continuing that talk about concerts. Really sad to be hearing that the Al Rosa might actually be torn down for affordable apartments. And it saddens me greatly because it's like, it is a piece of art history. Like it's a piece of it.
So for those of you who do not know, the Al Rosa Villa is a music venue here in Columbus. It is not a great venue by any stretch of the imagination. It's a fun venue to go to.
It's very fun.
It is a dingy old bar with a pit in the back and a stage.
Trust me, that pit gets split every night.
And it's a piece of music history. That venue was the venue that Dimebag Darrell of Pantera / Damage Plan was killed at. That's historic. That is a historic venue. And if it goes, I mean, I have so many memories of that venue. Like going to see, the first time I went there was to see, it was the Metal Alliance tour.
Oh.
It was, there was Job for a Cowboy was there, 3 Inches of Blood, I think Dying Fetus or Decrepit Birth, maybe both were there. Devil Driver was there. And oh no, the first show I ever went to there was in 2011. It was Decapitated, but that was a fun show. But I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
rolled down there. Heads were being rolled that night too.
Yeah. So like, Rings of Saturn was at that show, and oh god, someone else was at that show. That was the one with Decrepit Birth. But like, I just have so many memories, like seeing One Eyed Doll there, who is still to this day one of my top 10 favorite bands.
Right.
I saw them for the first time. I saw OTEP there. I saw my first Attila show was at Alrosa Villa with Ice Nine Kills. That was the first time I ever heard of them. I saw Capture the Crown there. Like, I saw so many bands in that place. And to think it could just be just gone. Especially...
Can you just imagine if you have an apartment and like right here in my pantry was where all this crazy shit happened on stage?
Right. Like, I have a friend who went to that show that Dimebag was shot at.
No shit, really?
He thought it was part of the show. Like, he said he thought it was part of the production, and then he realized, this is real. I just saw someone die in front of me. He was in high school at the time.
What the fuck?
And he's like, he went home that night. Eventually he went home and he woke his dad up, and he told me this story before. He was just like, Dad, this is what he tells him what he saw, and he's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. He's like, I'm glad you're okay, but I don't know what to tell you about what you just saw.
Witnessed someone getting murdered. Like, what can you what do you tell someone at that age right there? It's like, you just watched a person die, man. You know what?
And now he's a Tottenham fan, like Bryant.
Ooh.
Trauma, man.
I knew there was something wrong with him. He wasn't quite right.
That was mean. I'm kidding. I love you, Josh. But
so like for us, like that, and then I saw like Newport. The Newport was like up for sale as well.
Oh my god! If we lose the Newport Music Hall, I will be devastated.
Dude, one of the best shows I saw there was AFI. And it was so good. It was like it was your own show. You're so close there. It's nice and like secluded. Like, I mean, it was
I've probably been to 100 shows at Newport.
I love it. That was probably one of my favorites.
My favorite venue.
Yeah.
It's my favorite venue.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're talking Mindless Self-Indulgence, The Bunny the Bear, We Came as Romans. I saw Combi Christ and Cold Chamber there. I saw Set It Off. I saw Set It Off there last year. I've seen Newfound Glory and the Used there multiple times. Wow. Like, I mean, 100. I saw Parkway Drive there and Trivium there, both on the railing. Like, that's an important piece of my life, is Newport Music Hall.
And it saddens me
that's where I had my awkward interview with Escape the Fate.
Nice, yeah. It just saddens me that like quarantine is like is basically shutting down a bunch of these things because they can't stay afloat.
I mean, the one that bothers me the most is probably Newport, since it's owned by Promo West. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to shut that venue down. Mm-hmm. If I had millions of dollars, I would absolutely buy it.
Right.
I'm like, fuck it, we got the time, let's fix it up.
Right.
But because Promo West ain't hurting for money. I mean, come on now. Come on, son. I'm not stupid. But yeah. It's just so... It's so wrong to me, you know? Like, it just feels wrong.
Right. To me, it's just going to be what is the future going to hold for music halls and concerts and things like that, like, you know, gatherings of that size. Like, what is the future going to be?
Who knows?
Like,
I mean, we don't know what's going on. We don't know if there's going to be like a vaccine or anything, or.
And that's something where I was having this, I say debate. I was having this debate of, it seems like the narrative is, unless this is eradicated, that there are 0 cases everywhere, this could still explode at any point. That's my understanding, is like, even if 1% of the population has it. That's point one. We'll say 0.1. Even if 0.1% has it, even with the vaccine that we don't know would actually fight against this, it doesn't mean like everything just magically opens up.
Yeah.
You know, like, so to say, hey guys, you know, OSU's ready to go. Let's cram 100,000 people in here, because the argument is all it would take is that one person that was there, and they're around hundreds of people. You could now potentially have hundreds of people recatching it or catching it for the first time. So what does that look like?
I don't know. I've never lived through a pandemic. I mean,
no one has. Like,
I mean, that's the thing. We've gotten through these before. I mean, we've had Spanish flu. We've had, we've had other pandemics in the past. We've gotten to the end of them.
But it's a different time. There's so many more people now. There's so many accessible ways to spread things now. Yes, our technology has gotten better, but it's two completely different things. It's like dropping the Spanish flu in the 1500s and then dropping the Spanish flu in the 2500s. Like, you're going to have two completely different ways of how we adjust.
You're right, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying it's like, some people are viewing this as a hopeless situation. I think that is a foolish way to look at it.
Sure.
It's not hopeless. It can't be hopeless. We've gotten through them in the past. And look, even as bad as it is in the United States, it's only about 1% of the population that has it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee that's going to go up with the way things have been going lately. But it could be a lot worse. And if we just get our shit together, we could start improving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going back to what I said
now.
earlier, wear your fucking masks. God damn it!
People are wearing masks. There's a few. There's a small collective that don't, but for the most part, it's all mandated. Everyone's got to wear a mask. So
now it's mandated in Ohio. Like, literally, as of today, they're like, "Oh yeah, tomorrow at 6 p.m. there's a mandate. So if you're out in public, wear your mask."
We've been doing you had to wear masks since March, April.
Mm-hmm. Literally, when this started, they made at my work, they made us start wearing masks. But you know, that makes sense. I work for a hospital.
Listen. All I want to do is go back to the way things were. I want to go to an orgy and not have to worry about catching something. Okay, 50 complete strangers don't have to worry about catching a single thing. I just want to worry about gonorrhea, and that's pretty much it.
Listen. Just go. You can do it without like having face-to-face contact. You know, just use a glory hole.
That's a good, excellent point. With a mask. Yeah, makes sense.
Be fun. Oh, stranger behind the mask.
It's like a Phantom of the...
where I was before I sucked behind the mask.
Ooh, it's like Phantom in the Opera in here, too. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Well, you know.
You just blow load. It's just like, it's the Phantom of the Opera.
That reminds me, too. Speaking of plays, I need to watch Hamilton. I told my buddy he's a huge Hamilton fan. Told him I'd watch it. Haven't gotten around to it. It's on Disney+.
My dad worked as a side gig. He worked security.
Yeah.
For events around town. Like, he would be like at the arenas. He was at the theater during the run of Hamilton in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
He watched it. He said a collective 6 times out of the whole run, just based on where he was stationed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I don't get it. He said it is a very well written play, but I just don't see what the hype is all about. It's not that great. I never saw it personally.
Well, it's on Disney+.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll watch it.
If
I remember to. I'm shitty at remembering to watch shit.
It's okay. It's 3 shows that they basically it's one show, but it was recorded over the course of 3 of them, so they could get like camera angles and everything to jive. So, but I got one friend that he's like, I've watched it like 5 times. It's the most amazing thing ever, and I'm kind of going, even if with my low expectations, I still don't know. Because I enjoy plays.
thing ever. Like, I enjoy plays.
I enjoy. He goes, it's not a movie. I'm like, I don't want to see a movie. If I'm going to see a play, or a musical / play, it's like I know what I'm getting into. There's a more artistic expression. There's more art focused on it rather than just like what you see with an atypical Americanized movie. So
yeah,
I can enjoy the theatrics of it. But yeah, I guess I'm a little afraid that I'm going to be like, it was okay. I'm afraid I'm just going to watch it and go, it's okay. And then my buddy be like, man, I thought you were cool. And I was like, I know I'm not cool. I know this for a fact.
I run a YouTube channel based around the entire fact
I talk about my
I'm
dick
not.
every day. Like, of course I know I'm not cool.
Like, I like plays. I do. Like, I saw Wicked.
I saw Wicked.
When it came to
Wicked was really good. Yeah.
That was awesome. Last time I went to New York, admittedly a long fucking time ago, that was 2013, we saw Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, which was incredible. I wanted to see Jekyll and Hyde, but it ended like a week before we got there, and I was so mad about it. I wanted to see that. I saw my school's rendition of Jekyll and Hyde, which was phenomenal. This guy I knew in high school, his name was Ben. He was the lead, and he did a killer job. So good. But like, I like plays.
Yeah.
Like the movie version of Chicago, I really liked. The movie version of the newer one of Hairspray, I really liked. Didn't care for Rent. Couldn't keep my attention very long. Didn't really care for West Side Story either.
Yeah, I liked relatively new Les Mis. Like, I thought that was really good too. With Russell Crowe and Hugh Jackman. Like, I thought that was actually pretty
Hathaway.
Or Anne Hathaway. Yeah, I thought it was fine. Like, those were pretty good. Yeah, don't try to watching that at like midnight, which we try to do, because it's like a 4-hour it's like a 4-hour movie. Whoops. What? Yeah.
No, fuck that. Also, before we wrap up, I just want to say, like, plays are fine. Concerts are my thing. And I want to add more posters to this wall.
Right? Motionless in White. I keep listening to Disguise.
That was the Graveyard Shift tour in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I got to do their meet and greet.
Yeah.
With my roommate at the time, Santi. Phenomenal show. Amity Affliction opened for them. William Control was there, and that was weird, but great show.
I keep going back to listening to Disguise, that album. The album's fucking incredibly good.
Very, very strong album. And just the litany of New Year's Day posters in the corner there. That's not even all of them you can see. You can't even see all the New Year's Day shit I have. There's a sign, another one there. There's a couple of meet and greet tags in front of me. There's a signed Drumhead on that wall.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, man. So, well, yeah, we did just about an hour right now. So
that's a good place to stop.
Yeah, man.
Because we both work tomorrow.
I didn't get to bed till about 1:30 last night anyway, so,
Dude, if I fall asleep at 11, I wake up at 5:30, which is when my alarm goes off, and I'm like, do I have to move?
Now just add a newborn to that mix, and that is my life.
That's why I don't want to have kids.
Do you want one of mine? I'll be happy to loan them to you for a while.
No.
So, all right. Well, everyone, it's all good, man. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Check us out on YouTube, Cauldron of Weird. Also, D&D stuff. We're moving over to Cauldron of Gaming, so check us out on Cauldron of Gaming. We're going to be putting more...
reworking that as well.
Yep. I'm going to be doing some board game stuff, which I'm going to throw up there as well. So that one, we're going to just really focus more on the board games, on D&D, kind of that style, because we know for this stuff, when we start talking about music, we know that has a nice, happy home at Cauldron of Weird, so we're really happy for that. And just keep things growing, just keep things going on there. Keep going on that end. We got some good stuff coming up here very shortly. A lot of K-pop stuff had dropped, so we're going to get that out as well. Really excited for that band that you also told us about, too. A little Spirit Man.
Yeah. Super excited.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. So check everything out. reach us out on social media at Cauldron of Weird, Instagram and Twitter at Sea of Weird. You can also reach us out on our Instagrams, Facebooks. You can just leave a comment in here too. Leave a comment, or you can shoot me or Corey an email. I've been trying to do a little more email stuff because, you know, it's nice when someone sends you a nice letter.
Any artists or bands that are that want us to check out their stuff, feel free to email. Use the email on the that's linked to the YouTube. That's our business email.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just use that.
We've had great
check this stuff out.
Yeah, we've had great response from people wanting us to check them out, and we do, and it's been super great. So we miss like a lot of music stuff because of the world and how shitty it is. So it's really nice to hear from people that want us to listen to stuff. So
yeah,
cool. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Love ya. Mwah!
See ya.
Bye.